So I just finished deep conditioning my hair, and you can look at it. It's got definition, it's nice, it's soft. Haven't rinsed it yet, but I wanted you to see exactly how it looks after I got out of the shower. And all of my curl definition is there. So I'm going to go ahead and rinse it out, and I will jump back on after the rinse out. My hair is freshly rinsed, no product is in there. You can see it's nice, it's soft. Well, I don't know if you can see that it's soft, but it feels nice and soft. And I like just rubbing my fingers through just to make sure that all the product is out. And then I am preparing now to style my hair. So the first product that I'm going to use is the POW. It smells so good. It smells like cotton candy. And this is a leave-in conditioner that I use just a small amount. Rub it in my hands, just rub it through my hair, make sure it gets all over. And this just makes my hair have that additional moisture that it needs. And then I'm going to go one step further and add this honey hydrate that will lock in that moisture. And I'll have the products in the description so that you can see those. And I'm going to add this honey hydrate the same way that I just added the leave-in conditioner, and make sure that it's going all the way through. I'm going to put this product everywhere throughout my hair and rub, rub, rub. Because this is one additional piece, I just want to make sure that it is thoroughly on top of that last product that I just added. And now the final product as far as definition is this Curl Max Curl Activator. Yes, you see it. I said it. Curl Activator, the OG. I actually saw this from another YouTuber and thought, let me try it. It's very inexpensive. It works wonders. It doesn't really do what Curl Activator normally does if you get like a Jerry curl put in your hair or Hawaiian Silky. What this does is, again, it just locks in a little bit more definition. And then the final thing that I'm going to add to my overall hair is this gel. It's still the POW line, smells like cotton candy. It's so nice and jelly, if you will. You can see it here in the container. It's got a light consistency, but it's enough to hold my thick textured hair in place when I am ready to style. So I'm going to rub this in just like I rubbed everything else in. I'm rubbing kind of hard. One, because I like how it feels on my scalp, but the other is I just want to make sure that everything is evenly distributed. And now I'm prepared to pick and define my hair. So notice I'm not using a pick per se, just using the end of a rat tail comb, and this is actually the end of an edge comb / brush. And I go through and I just pick everything out curl by curl. I love definition. I like poof maybe after a few days or so, but day one I want that definition. I've got this tiny fro, teeny weeny afro, so I want to make sure that it can pop as much as it possibly can. And I'm just going to continue to pick to the shape that I like, to the shape of my head. And if you'll notice in the middle, my hair kind of gets flat there at the back, but at the top in the middle, it kind of stands up. And so I know the different textures on my head. I know how they behave. And so I am picking to my heart's desire, just to make sure that I can get it to shape based on the different areas of my head where I know my hair does not behave in the same manner. The good thing about all those products I used is they do help it to define and behave as I need it to. Finally, I'm going to work on my edge definition here. Just add a little bit of edges. I don't like the extreme edges that just go overboard. I like it to look as natural as possible. And I just put a little bit of this gel from SheaMoisture, and it's the extreme hold, and I add that, and then I just define it with that edge control brush side. Every now and then I might use the comb. It just depends on what's laying down, what's not. My hair behaves differently on different days, and so I also use the pick side of that rat tail to make sure that I can get what I need out of my definition. Add a little more product. I also like to tuck it behind my ears. I feel like when I don't, I look like Teen Wolf. Maybe I still look like Teen Wolf when I don't tuck it, but in my mind when I tuck it, it's not so much of a Teen Wolf look. And so I continue to brush and just define my edges here until I have them the way that I desire for them to look. and I make sure that everything is still in alignment as far as the front, because I like that to stand up just a little bit. Again, just trying to create some balance on my hair here, trying to create some edges that look natural. And then I also want to just ensure that everything is the way that I want it. So I give one final check, and then I just start picking. So this style check is just to make sure that once I've completed my edges, still a little bit more to go. Let me jump back. But once I've completed my edges, then I want to make sure that everything now flows, because sometimes when I comb my edges, it will mess up those side areas, which are a little bit thinner, and it will not look the way that I want it to look. It might be too flat or not as defined. And so I just go through and kind of pick out again to make sure that whichever angle I turn my head, that my hair is going to look like it was actually combed, and not like I woke up off the pillow, hair matted to one side, and just didn't care. So I'm continuing, like I said, with the looser parts at the top. The looser parts are more wavy as opposed to curly. So what I do is just pick those out, make sure that they look good, puff that side out a little bit more. Like I said, that's thinner. Trying to get that sideburn. It's on the verge of being a lamb chop, and I don't want it to be a lamb chop. I just really want it to be a nice smooth sideburn that aligns and matches with the rest of my hair, makes everything else look good. And then you can see my curls are popping like popcorn. Listen, girl, popping, curls popping. Final results, just one final spin where you can see everything from the front to the top. I'm going to show you the side here, and curls are just popping. I couldn't ask for anything more. Cutting my hair off was probably the best decision I made, because it just gives it that time to grow and get healthy. You can see right there in the back and the middle where it's just thicker. It's just so much thicker. Around the nape of my neck, it's finer. I probably have 4 to 5 different textures, different curl patterns on my head, and this is an opportunity for me to get used to them, get familiar with them, and know exactly what's happening on my head. So thank you so much for allowing me to show you what I'm doing, but I do still have one final step. It's time for me to go to bed. It's late, and so I'm just going to put on my bonnet, make sure that everything is going to stay in place for the next morning. So we'll go ahead and do that. And there's no special trick, nothing that I add, nothing I do differently. I put it on. I hate for my bonnet to be around my ears, so I tuck it, make sure that it's comfortable. I don't want that line crease from the bonnet to be in my hair, so I pull that down, and I'm calling it a night. Peace out.